Welcome to the NC Spin After Spin. Additional comments from our panelists just available on our website. Becki Gray, what do you wish you had said on last week's show, but you didn't?
Well, Tom, we touched briefly on the state's rainy day fund, the $2 billion that has been built up, and we also talked about hurricane recovery a little bit. There's been about $850 million that has come out of that $2 billion rainy day fund for hurricane recovery. I really have to commend the General Assembly for the way they did it, the way they allocated the money, the way they decided where that money was going to be spent, coordinating it with stuff that was coming from the federal government, and I think they were really smart about the way they spent that money. There are still needs in the eastern part of the state, and so I think that when they go into session, we will very likely see some more consideration of additional needs and funding those coming out of probably that $2 billion fund. But the other thing is that I think they're going to be focusing on this session is not just this immediate recovery, but a long-term plan, a sustainable plan. What are we going to do about the threats to water and sewer? What are we going to do about the threats to property owners? How are we going to sort of meld all of that together, have regulations perhaps that protect property rights and are not burdensome to people, but at the same time allow for recovery and things when we do have these storms.
And you were praising the legislature, and rightfully so, I think, for what they've done in dealing with this. But I think this is a prime example of the fact that because they cooperated well with Governor Cooper throughout this entire process, and I think it's an example of what can happen in state government if our leaders will work together.
Exactly, and in common interest, and for the, forgetting whether, forgetting, first of all, the 2020 elections are right around the corner, forgetting that some are Republicans, some are Democrats, but really think about, we're all North Carolinians first, and, when one of our neighbors is in trouble, we all hurt, and remembering that. So I think there's plenty of opportunity for those kind of things, but also, again, working together, not just on this immediate recovery, but what are we going to do long term? And that's what I hope we'll have a lot of discussions about.
Would that we could forget that some are Republicans and some are Democrats.
We need to work harder towards that.
We need to work harder. Well, thanks for watching the After Spin. We'll have more video all during the week on ncspin.com.